Hello from Italy. I'm John.
And I'm Natalie, and we are American Tifosi. On this podcast, we talk about everything Formula One, drama on the track, drama off the track. We're talking about it all here today. Race number 3, week number 3, Japanese Grand Prix. Let's talk about the Suzuka circuit.
Yeah, so history tells us that it's kind of difficult to pass on, but that's not reason to be excited. There's some cool little intrinsic twists and turns that we can be excited for. Lewis Hamilton's got the fastest lap. It's been a long time since he's been dominant at the top of the grid, so that tells me that there's definitely room for improvement from some of the front runners this year. It's got a bunch of it's got, I think, 18 turns. Mm-hmm. It's been changed 5 or 6 times in its history, so there's always going to be something new. There is only 2 DRS zones, which is something that, that's fine. It's going to be hard to pass, but there's still lots to be excited about.
Yeah,
what are you looking forward to?
Well, I know that we talked in our last podcast about the whole Yuki-Liam situation. I think I'm most excited to see how Yuki does. I mean, home turf, new car, not the best car anymore, but definitely one of the hardest ones to drive. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to Yuki moving up to Red Bull, like you said, on his home track with huge sponsor implications for Honda out there. How is Liam going to do? Liam went from top tier to not so top tier, and how's his psyche doing? History also tells us with that drivers that get kind of demoted down to the lower level teams have sometimes a difficult time coming back. Although so far this year, VCARB has looked like they've had a good car. Mm-hmm. They just have had terrible lap strategy.
Right. Absolutely. Honestly, I think I kind of hope for the best for Liam. But I don't know. Time will tell with that one.
Yeah. Now the other thing is Ferrari. Is Ferrari going to shake off this kind of poor start? Granted, Lewis won the sprint in race 2, but they didn't do as well as we thought they would in race 1. They didn't do very well at all. In fact, they got disqualified in race 2.
Right.
How are they going to rebound? Both Charles and Carlos, when he was with Ferrari, kind of historically have done pretty well. They've got a lot of podiums the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
So there's reason to think that they would do well, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes off, and then how can they figure out whatever ails them in their pit strategy, and their car penalties, disqualifications. So,
yeah. I was kind of thinking we could talk about Aston Martin a little bit.
Okay.
They're on my mind with Fernando, Lance, and also with Max.
Oh, okay.
About Max.
Yeah.
We could start with Fernando. I think he's the quickest topic. He's had a lot of bad luck this season so far, and I don't really have any predictions for him. I just really hope he pulls through and gets some sort of points, or at least finishes the race. That would be nice.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet. So
no, he hasn't. So
yeah, I hope he does better. I hope that will validate what I've had to say about Lance Stroll, right? Because Lance Stroll has for years been the number 2 at Aston Martin, even though the Aston Martin owner, Lance Stroll's dad, wants him to be the number 1. And so far he's been doing well. We talked about this last podcast where I think he's kind of punched above his weight, but he's been the benefactor of a lot of misfortune of other drivers, right?
Yeah.
All the crashes from the first race, the 3 DQs from the second race.
Which he didn't start. He didn't start those crashes.
Right, which slapped me silly. So that doesn't... so I kind of hope that Fernando rebounds and does just, what they would say in American sports terms is just do what your baseball card says you do. Finish races, get podiums. And Lance Stroll, if he just does what he's been doing, he's going to finish 16th.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned Max, and so
yes.
in the media day leading up to the Suzuka race, Max made a hint about he would see, because Honda is leaving Red Bull at the end of the year, so but he said he would see them again soon, and Honda is going to be doing Aston Martin motors next year, so I kind of think that is interesting. And Max has a way of stirring the pot. He liked somebody's Instagram post about Liam got screwed over, and he liked that post. So he has his own way of kind of stirring the pot, and then him being one of the most prolific, most famous drivers on the grid. People are going to latch on to what he says or does in this case, where you like a post. I don't really know a whole lot about that, but liking posts, yeah, okay. But what do you think? Do you think Max is going to leave Red Bull?
I will say that I think there is a chance of Max leaving Red Bull. I don't see him going to Aston Martin.
Yeah, I think that under the current circumstances, he might want to go, and Lawrence Stroll might want him to come, but Lance doesn't have a history of being nice to teammates if the teammates are underperforming. So how would that work? How would Lance be not nice to? I'm sorry, Max be not nice to Lance Stroll.
That won't work.
Yeah, that won't work because Papa Stroll is not going to be happy about that.
No. Yeah.
But that's thankfully we got a whole season to finish before that happens. It's interesting that I think he's under contract to 2028, but I read just the other day that he has some sort of performance clause that not his performance, but the Red Bull car. If the Red Bull car doesn't do well enough, doesn't do good enough to his liking, then he can exit his contract early, which isn't uncommon. But we don't know what that clause is because so far he's been doing well. He got sixth and he got third or something. That's well to anybody's standards except maybe him.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see. Let's move on to some predictions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Who do you think is going to qualify first?
I said Oscar. I don't know if that's, I want to say Lando because Lando's reigning right now, but I want to mix it up a little bit. It's as if I were to say Max every single time last year. Like, it gets boring.
Yeah. I'm saying Lando for almost the same reason because Oscar did well last race. I mean, and we've already kind of discussed this, that I think that this is kind of McLaren's year, and it might not be so much that their year. I just think that maybe the other 9 teams, it's not their year, right? So they might be getting it by default. And so far, Lando and Oscar have raced each other cleanly, and papaya rules haven't been a thing. I brought that up a bunch. I'm still skeptical that I think that it's going to manifest itself at some point this season. And who knows, at a place like Suzuka where there's a million turns, there's a cool overpass, which probably is not going to affect them. But this is if it's difficult to pass, but one or the other of the McLaren boys is faster. For example, if Oscar's faster behind Lando. Are they gonna enforce PI rules and say let him through? Or yeah. So I have Lando qualifying first, and then for the podium I have Lando, George Russell, and Oscar Piastri. George has been doing well, and this is where I kind of think that McLaren might screw up the papaya rules, and they're gonna botch it. So that's going to allow George, who's been doing great so far, and he's also kind of capitalized on like tiny little mistakes and historically. So I think he'll just slide right up there into second. He'll keep his firm grip on staying inside the championship race with a clearly inferior car. So kudos to him. So that's my pick: Lando, George, Oscar. You?
I'm gonna say this that I think I gotta reveal this to them. Okay. But while we were discussing our predictions, I told John my prediction, and we don't determine our own predictions based off of each other's. But mine is very similar, and it just happened to be that way. But mine is Lando, Oscar, then George. And I did debate putting George in the middle, but I don't know. I like keeping the McLaren boys together. So we have pretty similar predictions, but I think it's reasonable. I don't know. George felt like a sleeper pick to me this week for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's valid because nobody had him finishing second and third or whatever it was in the last couple races. Right. So
yeah,
we do discuss our predictions. However, even though we are next to each other on take 57. We have not discussed our bold prediction.
No.
So, Natalie, what is your bold prediction for this race?
Oh, okay. My bold prediction. Well, okay. I have a bold prediction for quali, and then I have a bold prediction for the race.
Oh, okay.
My bold prediction for quali is that one of the Ferrari boys, and I'm leaning towards Charles, is going to start below, I want to say 15th. That's my
So
bold
that would be
prediction.
not make it out of
Yep.
Q3.
Yep. That's
Wow.
my.
So if Ferrari doesn't make it out of Q3, it has a bold prediction, and it's not very nice to our Ferrari boys.
No, of course it's not very nice. I love our Ferrari boys. They're my favorite boys.
Okay.
But that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling one of them's not getting out of Q3.
So I didn't really make one, so I'm kind of making
Okay.
one on the fly, but I want to know if it passes
Okay.
your test, right?
Okay.
So you've been predicting, and frankly, I have too. I've been predicting that Carlos should be doing better
I
than
know.
Alex Albon,
Yeah.
but Alex Albon's done better than him at every turn, no pun intended. So my bold prediction is that Alex Albon still does better than Carlos Sainz for Williams.
I feel like you're right because honestly, my bold prediction was about to be.
That's just in qualification. That's not my.
Okay.
I'm just saying that Alex Albon is going to qualify better than Carlos. I don't know if that's a bold hot take because he's done that so far.
Right.
We just before the season started, we would have expected Carlos to be better. Just
that
like Fernando
has been
and
bumming
Lance.
me out.
Yeah.
That has really been bumming me out.
It turns out that both of my bold predictions are bumming me out right now.
Yeah.
Because we'll get to my race prediction here in a second.
Okay. My bold prediction for the race is that, what did I say? I said Yuki and Liam are going to crash into each other. I don't know. I just feel like.
If that happens, Daniel Ricciardo is like flying in.
Oh my gosh. Please, actually. That would be great. I don't know. I just feel like we don't know how Liam is feeling. And Yuki is needing to prove himself. And, there might be a little tension. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm ready for yours. I'm really scared for it.
Mine is actually not unsimilar, but not.
Okay.
My prediction is that Liam Lawson is going to place higher than Yuki Tsunoda in the race.
That would be terrible. I think that would be terrible, and I think that it's possible.
I feel bad for putting this out in the universe. I feel bad for putting the Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz prediction out in the universe. But
and me for
this
the
is
Ferrari
what I kind of
boys.
think. We're just manifesting doo-doo.
I don't mean to. It's just I just have these feelings. I think that's possible.
Yeah.
Yuki stepping into one of
Red
the most difficult car to drive on the track.
Yeah, I agree. But categorically is a better car.
Yes.
But I've been long saying that Yuki's a better driver.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a bold prediction. You think he's going to finish first?
I think he's going to finish
quali first.
No, my qualification was that my qualification.
Okay. So you think Liam's going to
I think he's going to beat him in the race. His result is going to be better. I don't really actually want that to be true. I want Yuki to finish. I want Yuki to score points.
Yeah.
That would be my bold prediction that I don't think is ever going to happen. But I think I really want it to happen.
Man, Sunday cannot come any sooner.
True.
I'm worried for Yuki.
It's going to be early for us in Italy.
Yep.
But do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. My final thoughts are I hope that all of our bold predictions are wrong.
Yeah, I kind of
They're not looking good. I'm worried for that.
I'm never coming to Italy again if the Ferrari boys crash.
Oh gosh, please Ferrari boys pull through. My last thing I'll say is that we stay tuned. We have a little sneak peek coming up soon for you guys for one of our favorite tracks. Stay tuned for that one. No, I won't reveal anything.
Please not.
It will be revealed soon enough.
There. Agreed.
Great. Ciao.